A very good morning to my dear students. How are you? Hope all are fine. I think you all are studying well. So, today is our IP class. So, let's start our IP class. So, are you remembering what we have studied in previous classes? In previous class, we covered some revision topics of series. And in today's class, we are going to take operations on rows and columns in data frame. So we already studied about data frame. It contains a table-like structure. It contains rows and columns. So it is a table-like structure data frame. So we can perform some basic operations on rows and columns of data frame. Basic operation, as the name implies, some basic operation means selection, deletion, insertion. Insertion means addition, renaming. So we can discuss operations on rows and columns in this class. So first is adding a new column to a data frame. New column means suppose this is our data frame up to Preeti. So here column names Arnab, Remit, Samriddhi, Riya, Malika and Preeti. It is known as column index. It is the index of column. Math, Science, Hindi are the index of rows. So suppose this data frame's name is result df like this, result df. Then we can add new columns by result df inside bracket. Bracket means it's a square bracket. We are giving column index as Preeti equal to 89, 78, 76 means Preeti is the column index. So this Preeti will become column index here and values will be 89, 78, 76. So for maths row 89, science 78, Hindi 76. So what happens? Yes, a column is inserted at the end of the data frame. So this is the method to add column to data frame. Here this Preeti is not existed in this data frame. That's why a new column Preeti is created. Suppose if there is a column, suppose it's Ramit. If we want to change the data as 92, 81, 96. It also uses the same method. Result of inside square bracket we will give Ramit equal to 99, 98, 78. Then what happens? These values are replaced 92, 81, 96 are replaced by 99, 98, 78. So if there is a column which didn't exist, then a new column is created at the end of the data frame. That's the first method. And in the second method was what happens? If there is a column, then what will we do? The values are replaced in this column. So that's the second method. So suppose we can, another method, we can change for the entire column. Suppose we want to change the marks. For example, math, science, Hindi. In three subjects, this Arnab got 90 marks. Then what's the method? Result df of Arnab equal to 90. 90 only single value is passed. So this single value means all the rows are substituted. In the column of Arnab, all the rows are substituted by 90. So these 90, 91, 97 are replaced by 90, 90 and 90. Next is adding a new row to a data frame. So here we added a new column. Next is adding a new column. Same result df data frame is there. We want to add a new row. Suppose it's English or Malayalam. Let's look. So here it's used English. So for that result df dot lac of English. Here just result df of square bracket and inside bracket column index are used. Instead of that result df dot loc of English equal to 85, 86, 83, 90, 80, 90, 89 means these values are substituted here. A new row English is created and these values are substituted in this. The values not substituted are placed in these columns. So we can use this LOC method to add new row to the existing data frame. So next is we cannot to add a row already. Suppose if there is a already existing value, so we cannot use this method. For example, result df dot loc English equal to 95, 86, 95, 80, 95 and 99. So what happens here? There is already a row. English is there. It has values 85, 86, 83, 80, 90 and 89. So we can update values because already there is a row English is there. So if we use this command, what will happen? The rows, values of the rows are updated like 95, 86, 95, 80, 95 and 99. Okay. Then we can assign same value to all the students or all the columns like in the previous case itself. Here we use result df. In the case of row we are using result df dot loc. That's the difference. Remaining all are same concept. That means we are updating value, we are giving single value to all columns. Like here we are giving single value to all columns Arnab, Ramit, Samriddhi. So in a single row all the values are same. Then we can use this as result df dot loc of maths. Maths is the row name. This maths has value zeros, all zeros, because only one zero is used. So in all columns, the value becomes zero. Same as before. When you are studying this topic, you have to compare with these columns. So only the difference is this dot loc method. And next is, then we studied how to add rows and columns. Next we have to study how to delete rows and columns. In database also we are using these types of method. So how to remove? Remove means delete. As the name implies, there is a function known as drop. Drop means delete. By using this drop, we can delete a row. Suppose we want to delete this science, then what will we do? Result df equal to result df dot drop equal drop inside bracket science of comma axis equal to 0. Then this science, this row will gone because x is equal to 0. That row is deleted. We are in word file, we are deleting some rows. There are options to delete row, insert row, same method, but here we are using some function. The function name is drop function is used. Science comma x is equal to 0, then science rows is lost. So here the result will be in result df because we are managing our already existing data frame. So now previous case result df was this data frame. But when we are dropping, the new result df will be this. So same data frame is updated. So in this method, we can delete a row. That means science row is deleted. So delete the column also. The same method, result df dot drop of which column we want to delete or remove. We are using this square bracket here. Here we are using parenthesis. Here we want to remove Samriddhi, Riya and Ramit. So inside this square bracket, we are giving Samriddhi, Ramit, Riya. So here we are using parenthesis as well as square bracket. Square bracket to denote column names. Samriddhi, Remit and Riya are the columns. To denote column name, we are using this square bracket. Then this will be the output. This will be the new result df. Result df is a data frame. We can give any name. Here they created data frame with the name of result df. So this is the method to delete row and column. Then if suppose there are two columns of same name, what happens when we are using result df of drop Hindi comma x is equal to 0, then it will delete both the rows. You can find that here duplications of rows are there. So if you are dropping or deleting some rows, what happens? That row, that two rows are deleted. Like this will be the output. Hope you clear. So here we are using drop method. We can remove column and we can remove rows. When we are removing rows, inside parenthesis, we are giving row name followed by axis. Axis to denote, to delete a row. When we are removing a column, then what will we do? Inside this parenthesis, we are using square bracket, and inside the square bracket, we are giving the column index or column name which we want to delete. So that is the deleting of data frame. Next is rename row labels. Row labels means this is the row labels: math, science, English, Hindi. Row names or row index is known as row index or row label. We can rename. Rename means we can change. In this we are using braces. So these methods are different. You have to study that. Here we are using braces. So maths colon sub 1, like braces for dictionary. Maths colon sub 1 means instead of maths the new value becomes sub 1. Instead of science, new value becomes sub 2. Instead of English, new value becomes sub 3, and so on. So here we are using dictionary to rename a row. We are using dictionary. So syntax is the same as that of result. Df is the data frame name followed by dot operator, then rename function, then inside bracket there is dictionary symbols, and in the dictionary symbol we are using maths colon sub 1, science colon sub 2, English colon sub 3. That means maths is replaced by sub 1, science is replaced by sub 2, English is replaced by sub 3. So renaming takes place. So let's look here. The row labels sub 1, sub 2, sub 3, sub 4 are changed. This is the method to rename row labels. Then if we are renaming row labels, we can use axis parameter also. Suppose we want to rename 3 subjects, sub 1, sub 2, sub 4 as renamed as sub 1, sub 2, sub 4, and keep English as the same. Then instead of math sub 1, instead of science sub 2, instead of Hindi sub 4 we used, and then we are using axis equal to index, means the remaining rows are the same, because in previous case we used English, here we use English. That English will not change because axis is equal to index, means existing row label will not change. Here we changed maths to sub 1, 3 subjects are changed, and English same as before. Then how can we rename column label? In this column label also we can use the dictionary. Result df dot rename. Like in the previous case we used Arnab colon student 1, means instead of Arnab. Same method, only this column label. Here we are using row label. That means maths, English, like that. Here we are using column label like Arnab, Remit, Samruddhi, etc. So same method as the previous case. Instead of Arnab, student 1, instead of Remit, student 2, instead of Samruddhi, student 3, instead of Mallika, student 4, axis equal to columns, means here we use axis equal to index, axis equal to columns, means if we are not specifying any column, it remains same as before. So this is the method to change the column name. So these all methods are simple. We are using some functions. For rename, we are using rename. For drop, we are using drop. And sometimes some square brackets and parentheses are used. These are the only difference. You can study it easily. Hope you can understand this class and you will study well. Thank you. Have a nice day.